Hello everyone, I am Dr. Fahim. Now we are going to discuss the lecture series of Advanced Research Methodology. This is the lecture 1. So these are the contents of the today lecture. First is the introduction to research, next is research processes, third one is project profile, and fourth one is preparing a research proposal. Today is actually the introductory lecture, is the very first lecture of research methodology. So in this lecture, we teach you here the research basics, briefly explain the research terminologies, right? So the first question is that what is research? With the name, we already find out research. There is a loop. We show that search again and again. With the definition, we also explain the research, which is a process through which a new knowledge is discovered. As you know, we have some purpose why we are going to search anything about anything. For example, if you are going to search about the cryptography, recent or advancement in the cryptographic algorithms, or you are going to search out the challenges that are facing using the cloud computing. Maybe you are searching the advancement in the data science. So, what is the purpose behind it? Because you are searching the existing knowledge and you want to work on it, and you are going to search out the research gap, new innovation. You are going to find out any loophole where you can contribute yourself. We are going to search out what is the problem of statement by searching the literature. Also, the expected outcome or output of research is uncertain and the solution might not be reached. When you are reading the literature and you are proposing the hypothesis, you are proposing any model, any methodology, you are not aware that what will be the solution. You are proposing the solution, but you don't know how to reach the final solution. Because this is also the possibility in some circumstances you may not able to achieve your expected results, because based on the research you may find that any variable have some features which are useful in any other research, but maybe these features are not suitable with where you are going to integrate and combine and hybrid and develop the methodology. These are the possibility. So in some cases it is also noticed that we are not reached the expected outcome. But most probably, if we are doing the more better or search in the literature, then deeply review the topic, then it make very little chance that you may not reach the expected uh, results. Here is the some examples. By these example, I want to explain you what is the research or where we wrongly use the term research. In first example, Ansik Samad prepared a paper, Computer Usage in Secondary School. This is the only term. After reviewing literature on the subject available in his university library and called it is a piece of research. Here you people notice that only he searched out the literature in the university library regarding the computer usage in secondary school. In second example, where it show that he has researched and completed a document which give information about the age of his student, their SMM result, their parents' income, and distance of their school from the district office. What I feel in these examples, here they didn't mention the systematic way of research. Okay, once we continue with the third, then after we will see that what is the deficiencies. In third example, Lim participated in a workshop on curriculum development and prepared what he calls a research report on the curriculum for building technician. He did this through a literature survey on the subject and by discussing with participants of the workshop. The answer of all three examples which show none of the above example can be classified under the name of research. Why? This why answer I will give you after the discussion of this example. Here, how we can differentiate this example with the previous one. This example, a general manager of a car producing company was concerned with the complaints received from the car user that the car they produce have some problem with the rating sound at the dashboard and the rear passenger seat after few thousand kilometers of driving. With the first sentence, you may got the little literature also as well as you may people got some problems. So we move to the next sentence. He obtained information from the company worker to identify the various factors influencing the problem. Okay, now with the second sentence, it's going to review the literature, what the problem he is find out. He then formulated the problem and generate guesses, or in other words hypotheses. Based on the problem, he reviewed the sufficient literature, and other word we say by considering the literature, and he developed a hypothesis. He constructed a checklist and obtained requisite information from a representative sample of cars. And finally, he analyzed the data thus collected, interpreted the result in the light of its hypothesis, and reached conclusion. So, in this example, you may find out the detailed definition of research. Here, the researcher went through the sequence of steps which were in order and then systematic. How? In first sentence, he highlighted the problem statement. In second sentence, based on this problem, he read out the sufficient literature. Based on the literature, he generate the hypothesis. And after that, he is collecting the data, analyzing, and result is generated, and finally reach the conclusion on the basis of hypothesis. Also, in previous examples, what the researcher directly jumped to the conclusion. But in this case, researcher did not just jump at the conclusion but used scientific method of inquiry in reaching at conclusion. So two important steps or characteristic of research are, first one here we noted it is systematic, and second it follow a scientific method of inquiry. Hunting for fact or truth about a subject. Time by time we refine the research definition. Here we say that organized scientific investigation to solve problem, test hypothesis, develop or invent new product. So based on the example we are refine our definition of the research. Next, here what is originality? We use originality to solve problem by recombining present knowledge and past experience into new idea. So what is the present knowledge and what is the past? Because present knowledge, like the previous example, first he find out the problem statement. After that, he find out the literature regarding the problem. So literature is the past experience, how the people have to deal with the said problem. So maybe there is some deficiencies. After that, according to that example, after that he propose or generate a hypothesis. Similarly here, knowledge plus experience which develop a new idea. So for any topic we need us all the required literature. We require a grip on the detailed literature. After that, we are able to propose or find out any gap, problem in the existing system. Based on this uh, problem, we are develop a new idea. Now we are again revise the definition of research. Now we can say that research is systematic because it follows certain steps that are logical in order. These steps are what? Based on the previous example, you may read all the 5 steps that are in orders. Firstly, understand the nature of problem to be studied and identify the related area of knowledge. Okay, firstly, we find out the problem and we will search out or we have we will get or identify the related knowledge. After that, based on that problem, we will review the literature to understand how to deal with the problem. After that, we will collect the data in organized and controlled manner so we arrive at the valid decision. After the data collection, we will analyze the data that are appropriate to the problem. Finally, after the analysis, we will get the results. Based on that result, we will draw the conclusion and make generalization. So we will move the second step, which is the research process. Here we briefly explain the research process. In next slide we will see the steps for this research process. So firstly here we will see the research process. First is the problem and aim of research have been identified. Second, need to collect data to support the aim. Third, method available to collect data. The purpose of the methodology. Okay, in these 4 steps, we will see that firstly, the problem and aim of research has been identified. Firstly, we identify the problem. Next, we collect the data regarding that problem. After that, we will develop a methods, or we need to select a method to collect the data. It depends upon the different discipline to discipline, right? Data collection method is vary based on the different disciplines and the purpose of the methodology. Here is the 11th step in research processes. In next slide, one by one, we will discuss all the 11 steps that show the complete package of research. In first step, we define a topic or problem. This is the major step because normally we will see that our student come to the go to the supervisor and say that is sir, please give me the topic, give me the title. But do you know, if you got the problem or title, there is very small period to complete the next procedure. Most of the researcher hang while to search out the problem. It takes your maximum time. Maybe you may find in very short time of period. But the gap analysis is possible once you have detailed knowledge of your field of specific area where you are going to search. Both possibilities, you may find problem sooner. Maybe the possibility you already people have to work a lot. But when you are going to search out, you need long time to search out the problem. So my suggestion is, don't go to the supervisor without any detailed knowledge regarding the topic. Supervisors will teach you or direct you into the right path when you are doing the research. The research is your job. It is, we cannot say simply like you say, you go to your supervisor and say, sir, please search for me a good boy or good girl for my marriage or my future life. This is not possible. Yes, you have to search out. You may go to your parents, you may go for the suggestion. Here, for the title, for my suggestion, where you have interest, just start your research. At start, everyone is blank. He don't know what he want to do. Some people thought that, oh, it's not possible for me to do a research. Oh, it is not possible. This is very difficult task to do a research. Oh, this topic is uh, Maybe I cannot do this topic. I cannot finalize the and move until the results. Also, I want to tell you, when you are doing research in any title, you cannot suppose that, oh, this supervisor have this specialization. He can only supervise you if I can do the work in his domain. It is also possible you may find any domain that are linked with his core area, then he much better to explain you regarding the topic, regarding during your master or PhD duration. This is also the possibility if you are not work with the domain of your supervisor, but he can supervise you the practices in writing, in doing your research. So here is similarly, first is that identify your aim, then identify the existing problems, identify what you can do with the problem. When you are reading the literature, you have not only focus to read out all about the topic, but you should also read out how the people counter the model algorithm in any method. So you should know that if you are going to find out that problem, why not people have to work previously on that problem? It is also the possibility. Maybe you have not find out the literature, you just generally go through the journal papers and thought that, oh, I have find the solution. You have find the research gap. Until that you have not read out regarding the regarding your problem, regarding your research area, regarding the existing literature, existing problem. And after that, the detailed analysis, you have proposed the solution, the problem you have identified. Because I again ask you, this is the major step where your research start. When you define your topic, when you define the problem. Next, this is also the example of the step one, which show the evaluation from object-based system to component-based system is the state of art. With the availability of component software in the market and understanding of the notions of component-based systems has become critically important. This thesis therefore focuses on component-based system and uses a formal approach to specify key notion of such problem. In first two sentences, it highlights the problem, and the third sentence it show that what he is going to do, what his what is its solution to the problem, how he going to solve out that problem. Second step is find out what is known about the topic, in which study the necessary term and concept that are used related to your problem. Compare what other people have done about the topic. It you may and find out the comparison of different authors, different researcher work by reading out the survey papers, review papers, comparative analysis paper, or comprehensive survey papers. Later, one by one, we will discuss how we write the survey review, or we say literature review paper, right? So with this with these papers, you may get the basic or base knowledge of any particular area. Moreover, if you find out a recent research paper, you suppose that any journal published the research which is in current year or previous year. So you may read out the literature by reading the papers that are referenced in that journal paper. So with the reference, you may find different citations of the different journal paper, books, or any internet material, or any report or any thesis. You may get the enough knowledge regarding how somebody have collect the literature and find out the problem, accordingly how he propose any framework, and after the purpose how he analyze and generate the results. After the result, how he compare his results with the existing models. All this possible by reading the detailed literature. Third step is clarify concept and measurement. Firstly, we will identify the aim. After that, we will find out the precise meanings of usability, how to measure the usability, how to measure your expected output, issue of validity and reliability need to be addressed. So when you find out your research and then find out what is known about your topic or known about your problem, you need you must need to look out the usability. Who is the end user? How it address the problem of society. After that, how you measure the usability. You have the evaluation parameters that you may find while reviewing the literature, the possible evaluation parameters, evaluation criteria, or in other words, we say how we test the usability. After we test based on any evaluation parameter, because every algorithm have different evaluation parameters. So based on different research, different disciplines, every discipline have different way of measurement. Measurement is the assignment of numbers to object and events. So in certain cases, this will lead you to your research method, because if you have if you know the measurement tool or evaluation parameters, then you have find out the expected results. Based on these results, you may have to compare with the existing knowledge. Then you find out where is the standing of your contribution. Step 4 is establish an appropriate data collection method. So data collection method, here also we mentioned that different disciplines like engineering, education and IT all have different way of data collection. Maybe you have to collect your data by surveying. Maybe you are going to collect your data by questionnaire. Maybe it is also possible you may have developed a program to extract data from any. For example, if we talk about the tweeters have multiple data, multiple kind of data in the Twitter. So people have to develop the uh, Java program, which will any programming language program that will use to extract the data of the required attributes. So based on this data collection, you have to analyze the data. This is also possible. Sometimes people have to find out the real-time data from different repositories. This is also possible. If you are working on time series prediction, you are going to use the dataset for the temperature, humidity, or evaporation. You find out the dataset for the temperature, you may search out any website of any country or forecast which will uh, check out the forecasting. some of the countries have to collect the data in the form of data sets, like in the dataset which contain several entries that the system may recorded. For example, if we record at 12 p.m., what is the temperature? 1 p.m., what is the temperature? 2 p.m., what is the temperature? Based on these temperatures variations, people are used these variations of previous, for example, 4 5 years data, 10-year data. Based on these variation, people have to develop the algorithm to predict what will happen in the future, what will happen in tomorrow. So, as research, we are already discussed based on the past knowledge plus, plus the current knowledge, we have developed the idea. Next is operationalize concept and design the research instrument. Design the research instrument. For example, in previous title, we discussed the data collection method, how we collect the data. Here here we will design the instrument to collect the data. Possibility is that by using the survey, we will design the survey form. Maybe we will design the questionnaire. Maybe we will design the questions for the interview sessions. Possible is that we will develop any program that is used to extract the data from different repositories. Maybe the possibility you may have to collect your data from different repositories. Already they have uh, a data regarding the data sets. There is a different possibility. You need to develop or design the research instrument how you have collect this data. Step 6 is sample of subjects or objects. Why sample? Cannot involve whole population. Next best thing, representative of the population. Firstly, we see why sample, and then who or what you will study, what you are going to study, who are the target users, how your research will beneficial for the target users, what will you going to study. So where you collect the data, maybe possibilities you may choose any specific journals. Maybe you may choose Google Scholar. Maybe just you have Google regarding the research title. Later we will discuss the method of to find out the literature review in our third lecture. Step 7 is consider the purpose, value, and ethic of the study. why you do your research project or your research thesis, what you do with your research thesis, research project. You should know that the value, how you have solved the problem of any specific area. Once you have once you have reached the findings, then you have some significant results. Then these significant results are your intellectual property. After that, copyright is the ownership of that intellectual property. Your results, your findings, your contributions is your research, is your intellectual property. The rest of the steps is collect the data. Previously, we will design, firstly, we discuss how we have to collect the data, mean data collection method in step 4. In step 5, we will discuss how we design the research instrument. And now here, by using that research instrument, we are able to collect the data. Based on this data, we develop any methodology, or we say that based on the framework or model or algorithm, we are process this data. After that, we have analysis. We have analysis to find out, did we reach the expected outcome? Did we achieve that outcomes that we are expecting while writing the hypothesis? Or in other words, we say that, did we reach what we define the problem? Based on the problem, did we reach to the region where we have a results that spotted that problem? After that, based on this result, we will start write up, and finally we will publish. I want to explain you, if you have an idea, don't waste by thinking, oh, I got idea. Once you got an idea, just do it, work on it, and reach the conclusion. Once you have published, then it's mean that this is your idea. And also, I recommended, once you got your results, don't move for the thesis write-up. For my recommendation, firstly prefer to write up a research paper and publish your result. It will authenticate you have a right idea. Okay, so moreover, once you publish, it is also possible the examiner also review the your research journal and follow the reviewer feedback regarding your research journal and will recommend you the positive contribution. Okay, thank you everyone for the today lecture. This is our first lecture. It is requested to all of you to subscribe our channel and click on the bell icon, which will help you to get the message regarding our new videos that we will publish in this advanced research methodology lecture. Thank you everyone. See you in lecture 2.